This literally could not have come at a more perfect time, to be honest with you. So this was on a video of a girl that was talking about how she goes out of her way to look at different areas she wants to take her dog, and she scouts them out ahead of time, which is great. But I was giving feedback on apps you can use and places you can go, yada, yada, yada. And multiple people found that really attractive and wanted more tips. And so we got comments like this one. So the reason I said this couldn't be come at a more perfect time is because it is springtime. If you have been a reactive dog mom, dog parent for a while and training for a while, you know. If you are just now starting your journey of training your reactive dog, let me tell you that springtime is like the most exhausting and irksome time to be training because everybody, hold on, Koda is whining. Because whenever springtime comes around, everybody and their dogs get super excited to go outside, including everyone that has a reactive dog that does not train their reactive dog. So it is overpopulated with people and their dogs, and people with dogs specifically that don't train. You're going to be, there's an overabundance of people of the they're just friendly, oh, we're just going to say hi type of people that don't have respect for your boundaries. So having the resources of places you can go and times that you can go and all of that is so helpful this time of year. Before, I mean, this isn't going to be as applicable in places or states in the US here that are warm year round because there's not going to be as much of a fluctuation as places like here, where we are in the upper Midwest, where it does get very cold. So people really flock outside as soon as the temperatures are above 60 degrees for the first time in like 6 months. So that being said, I have 3 apps that I'm going to talk about that I use for a variety of different things. And most of them, well, all of them, I think, have places outside of the US that they are applicable to as well. Maybe not literally every country, but a variety of other countries besides the US. So my top 3 apps that I use to find places to go with Koda. Number 1, All Trails app, and this is available literally everywhere. And it is to find hiking and walking places anywhere in the world. Number 2 is Hip Camp. I use that for camping. Because Koda is reactive, he struggles very much with normal camping. We do tent camping, but you can also do RV camping or backpacking as well. And this one is available in other countries outside of the US. It's just not every country. That one is one you'll have to look up for sure. But if you want to do camping, you can look up, and a lot of places rent out their land for people to, like, it's usually between like 1 to 3 sites total in their land, and it'll be people that own like 100 plus acres of land, and you have your spot, and nobody is going to be around to bother you. And a lot of places they literally will just do one spot for their 100 acres. So it's literally just you and your dog, just chilling, having a good time. You don't have any of those extra barriers. And I'll talk more about that, okay? Number 3 is Sniff Spot. Now, this one I'm not sure is available outside of the US yet, but I know that their goal is to get that to happen. So I'll have to kind of keep you guys updated on, if that happens. But the other 2 outside of the US work. Sniff Spot is a place that people also rent out either land or their own backyards for people to take their dogs to and run around if they don't have a yard, or if they want to give them a new place to get some enrichment, like big fields or, just a new space, especially for reactive dogs to be safe. All right, so number 1, talking about All Trails. So All Trails is available literally everywhere. A lot of backpackers use it when they're doing, cross-country backpacking in other countries or what have you. I just kind of did a little overview of the US because that's where I live. But you can literally, it'll show you all kinds of hiking trails anywhere. And you can selectively pick for dog-friendly places as well, so that they are just dog-friendly hiking trails. And you can also select the heaviness of the traffic. That so if you have a reactive dog, you can select for a trail that is very light traffic. You're going to be very low chance of seeing other people. I just picked a random one in South Dakota, but this is what it'll look like when you go into a trail. You can go through all kinds of pictures to see what it looks like. People also that go on the trails, they will take pictures and they can post them here. As you can see, they can put reviews and talk about how their experience was. And they have a map that basically opens up like Google Maps does, but it's not specific Google Maps, so that no matter where you are, you will be able to get there and navigate there, even if you don't have cell service. So I just wanted to give you another view. When you scroll down, you can see the reviews, you can look at all the photos people have uploaded, and you can just hear what people have had to say on, things they liked or didn't like, so that you don't even necessarily have to go and look to know if it's going to be safe or not. Doesn't mean you shouldn't or that you can't or you're a bad person doing it, but it does help you not need to do that as often because you can visually see what the trail looks like, what other people have said, and how easy it's going to be for you to navigate with your dog. Okay, so the next one is Hip Camp. And Hip Camp, like I said, is the one that you can rent space on someone's property to do camping basically on your own without needing a typical campground that has a whole bunch of people. So it kind of looks similar. You can kind of search whatever. And like I said, there's some other countries. I'm not sure if Canada is one of them or not. I didn't try messing around too much with those types of settings. And so it'll kind of just give you an overview, almost like you're doing like an Airbnb or, looking for a hotel. It gives you the price options and kind of where they are. Much like the other one, you can also select for pets to be allowed. You can also select, if you want something with a toilet or a campfire. Pretty much everyone that I see already assumes you're going to have a campfire, but, and you can kind of select for any other features you want. So I just selected a random one. I'm not even sure what state this was in. But it'll look kind of like this. You select one and it'll tell you how many sites it has, and you can scroll through the pictures that they've posted, and they'll tell you about their site, how many acres, etc. And then when you scroll down, you can see more pictures, more of an accurate description. And then if people have reviews, it'll be underneath this, and people will put reviews and they can put images as well. And you can always message the people that own it to ask more questions. And it doesn't really show you exactly like the actual address of it until you've actually paid. And it's like a week before you're going to be going, so that nobody is going to potentially stalk you or anything like that. So that way it keeps it much safer, and you have all the information you could possibly need to know how it's going to look, how you want to navigate this with your reactive dog, how you want your setup to be, and all of that. Plenty of people have used this, and they just let the owner know, like, hey, I have a reactive dog. You won't need to meet me up at the site for anything. To keep everybody safe, I will let you know if I need anything, but I don't need you to be. Okay, and then the last one is Snip Spot. That one I think is still just in the US right now. For now, I know they want to expand it. So it looks similar to the other ones. You can kind of go in an overview. It's really going to depend on what you search for, of course, but it'll show you in the overview like the actual size of the acreage of someone's yard. So if you just need a backyard versus a field, or a field versus a backyard, you can kind of make a differentiation. And of course, when you go to the search, you can search for more specific sizes of what you're looking for. And you can also select the distractions that you want to avoid and make sure that it will not happen while you are there. And additionally, of course, you can select whatever extra features you are hoping or wanting, or if you don't, you can just leave them blank. Okay, so this is the first one that I opened, just a random one, but this is what it'll look like. So you'll have all of the pictures that they listed that you can look through, but then people can leave reviews and post their pictures as well. So you can look through all of that, read what they said about it, all those good things. And I almost forgot to say too that whenever you book, it books for an hour at a time. You can book for more than that, but it'll book for an hour slot at a time, and it will make sure that in between bookings, regardless between you and somebody else, whatever, it automatically puts a 30-minute time frame in between, so that you will never interact with the next person coming after you or before you. If you've used these before, please put a comment below, let people know what your experience was so other people can get a gauge of whether to use them or not. I have found them very, very helpful. If there's other apps that you want me to talk about or that you've used, also let me know below and I can talk about it, or I can just highlight you talking about it, and we can kind of get the word out to help other reactive dog owners.